Hello dear fans, friends and subscribers. Welcome to the cricket show. This on a Friday, and on this cricket happening show today, what we are going to really look at is the second day's play in the match between England and Pakistan, where Younis Khan, after struggling in this entire series, jumping around the crease for the last three test matches, finally came back good at the right time for Pakistan, as he went on to score his 32nd test century. And Asad Shafiq, as you would remember, who actually backed the pair in the previous test match, came back in a big way as he also went on to his century. And both actually put together a big partnership to take the Pakistan into the lead today, and they closed at 340 for 6. So basically they are 12 runs ahead of England, and we are getting into the third day tomorrow. So we'll be talking about that. And as far as West Indies versus India are concerned, the match is absolutely in the balance right now, I would say, as today the West Indians were bowled out for 225, with in fact they collapsed from 202 for 3 at one stage to be 225 all out. So 7 wickets falling for just 22 runs, and the handiwork of the swing bowling of Bhuvneshwar Kumar, which the West Indians could not cope with, as Bhuvneshwar Kumar took his third 5-wicket haul in Test cricket. And after that, with a 128 run lead, India at close of play, they were at 157 for 3, and now they are leading by 285 runs in this particular test match. And tomorrow, as you know, is the final day which is coming up, and what a day that is going to be. It is only a matter of seeing. Probably India might bat till lunchtime, if I'm not wrong, but definitely there is going to be some real interest in this game on the 5th day, because it will be the final day and the spinners might come into business too, and whether we are going to have another sort of what do you call a save, heroic save by that Roston Chase did in the first test match, in the previous test match. But what is one is waiting for is the target. Right now they are leading by 284 runs, 285 runs India, and probably they might bat 1 hour before lunch and have some quick runs and probably put it towards to the West Indians to have a chase. And what a day that will be on a Saturday. So I will be talking about that as well. And also the Sri Lankans are on to some great thing as far as Test cricket is concerned, and they might well be on the verge of handing over the Aussies a 3-0 series whitewash, as tomorrow is the last match which is coming up of the final test of the series, which is coming up between Australia and Sri Lanka. It's going to be played at the Sinhalese Sports Ground in Colombo, and everything is pointing out to be once again it looks like the spinners are going to rule the roost, as the pitch is looking pretty dry. We'll come back to that. Probably as far as that is concerned, I might not be able to spend much of time, but my concentration will be on the England, Pakistan and India West Indies match. So first I'm taking you down to the match between Pakistan and England. Today was day 2, as Pakistan resumed at the overnight score of 3 for 1. They had the night watchman Yasir Shah and Azhar Ali actually starting the proceedings for Pakistan, and one has to really say that Yasir Shah definitely showed a lot of determination in staying there, and he really negotiated, I thought, very well the bowling of Anderson. And let me tell you, Yasir Shah definitely has the capabilities of a good batsman. And Yasir Shah was giving good company, was defending well at the other end. Azhar Ali was also taking his time at the crease, as the score moved on to 52. And once after the 49-run partnership was over, it was Yasir Shah, the first wicket to fall. He was into a bit of a, there was a sort of, I would say consternation, but definitely I thought the England players were not happy when Yasir Shah was not given out. But later on, it was Stephen Finn who claimed the wicket of Yasir Shah for 26 with 3 boundaries. After that, we saw the ouster of Azhar Ali, as Moeen Ali actually picked up the wicket of Azhar Ali for 49 with 9 boundaries, and that time the Pakistan score read 127 for 3. and now they had two new batsmen at the crease, and this was for England to really capitalize. But nothing of that sort happened. Well, I would say the England fielding wilted a bit under the pressure, I would say, as probably a chance of Asad Shafiq went a begging, and suddenly we saw that this Pakistan innings, which was at 127 for 3, in a bit of a bother, one could say, and we had Younis Khan, who was the out of form batsman, Asad Shafiq, who had bagged a pair in the previous test. But what one saw is that suddenly things got absolutely transformed for Pakistan, as Younis Khan, who has been struggling so far in this particular test series, suddenly came good. There was no jumping around the crease. He was able to leave the ball well. There was a sort of a sureness of his technique. He was confident about his stroke making, and we saw the Younis Khan we know, and that was what Younis Khan is. As you know, Younis Khan is a very good driver of the ball, and also he plays his flick shots to good effect, and we definitely saw he was very strong of his legs. He was driving well down the ground through the cover region. Asad Shafiq was caning the ball through the covers beautifully. He was primarily targeting the boundaries through the cover region. He was playing it perfectly, and before anyone could realize, this partnership was really going on in a very serene fashion, as they added exactly 150 runs for the fourth wicket, and both collected centuries. The first, it was Asad Shafiq to get on to a century, and it was Stephen Fenn who steamed in and got Asad Shafiq with a good lifting delivery. He was caught by broad ball by Fenn for 109 with 12 fours and 2 sixes. And once Asad Shafiq left in the final session, it really started a sort of a real clatter, I would say, as Misbah-ul-Haq, the captain, was dismissed cheaply for just 15 runs with 3 boundaries, and Iftikhar Ahmed on his debut just made 4 runs. He hit one stroke down the ground, but that was it for Iftikhar Ahmed, as Vokes actually picked up 2 wickets in one single over to once again have Pakistan on a score where they had lost 6 wickets, as Sarfraz Ahmed walked in. Younis Khan was at the crease. Definitely Younis Khan was a bit watchful in his 90s, as what Asad Shafiq also did when he was also when he was into his nervous 90s. We saw that Asad Shafiq took his time. Similarly, Younis Khan also took his time, and what a way for Younis Khan. I mean, we have seen that he has really struggled, but today he finally came good, and what a knock that was. That was a really chanceless knock from Younis Khan, as he carved an unbeaten 101 with 15 fours and 1 6, which was really deposited over the mid-wicket region of Moeen Ali for 6. And Asad Shafiq also hit some 2 good 6s and 12 boundaries. And Younis Khan, and after that at stumps, the Pakistan, with Younis Khan reaching his 32nd test century, was not out on 101, and Sarfraz Ahmed was keeping him company with 17 to his credit with 3 boundaries. So Pakistan were 340 for 6, so basically taking them into the lead by 12 runs. The ball is fairly new, so one good news for England is that tomorrow they can have one more pick at the Pakistani batsmen, as that the ball is new, but they will have Younis Khan in the center along with Sarfraz Ahmed, and I would say this is a good batting pair, and one has to see whether the bat wins the battle, or it's going to be the ball which is going to win the battle. So it will be interesting to see. So the bowling, well, the wickets, Finn had 271, 2 for 52, Vokes bowled superbly, and 1 wicket apiece. And as you know, Chris Vokes has already gone past the record of James Anderson. So now he has 25 wickets in the series, and he is now the one who holds the record for the most number of wickets in a Pakistan-England test series. So that is as far as the match summary was concerned, as far as England versus Pakistan was concerned. Now, let's get on to the India versus West Indies game. As far as India versus West Indies was concerned, today play started, and the West Indians started at their own score, and Indians in the morning picked up the wickets pretty quickly. As first it was Darren Bravo, who was nipped up by Ishant Sharma with a lifting delivery, and Jadeja picking up the catch. He was gone for 29 with 3 boundaries. After that, we saw Brathwaite, who was sticking it out there, making 64 runs with 6 boundaries, was a victim of the bowling of Ashwin, as Ashwin got him caught behind for 64, and that made it 135 for 3 as Jermaine Blackwood and Marlon Samuels started accumulating the runs, slowly getting on. I would say they put 68 runs for the 4th wicket, and they went to lunch at that score, and they were looking pretty good at that particular time with Samuels and Blackwood at the crease. But after lunch, things definitely started happening for India. I mean, they had taken the score from 135 to 202, Marlon Samuels and Blackwood, by being very, very watchful against the Indian pace bowlers and the spinners. But it all came to no avail as Bhuvneshwar Kumar was given the new ball by Virat Kohli after lunch, and look at the damage that he created. He actually sunk these West Indian innings to their knees, as he actually brought them from 202 for 3. I mean, they were looking good at 202 for 3, and then with 23 runs more added, they lost all their 7 wickets, and all the 5 wickets of that going to Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who was given the new ball by Virat Kohli, and he was given the field that Bhuvneshwar Kumar wanted. And what a spell of bowling from Bhuvneshwar Kumar. 23.4 overs, 10 maidens, 33 runs, and he picked up 5 wickets. Let me tell you about after lunch, he first picked up the wicket of Jermaine Blackwood, who was caught by Kohli of the bowling of Kumar, well taken by Kohli in the slips. That was 20 with 1 boundary, but the way he actually picked up the wicket of Marlon Samuels was a sight to watch. What he did is he actually started bowling, I think he bowled 4 outswingers to Marlon Samuels, and surprised Marlon Samuels with a beautiful in-swinger in the 5th delivery, and that was one of the deliveries which nipped up Samuels' wicket, as Samuels was absolutely surprised there, as the ball really snaked in between the bat and pad and shattered his stumps. And Marlon Samuels was walking, bowled by Kumar for 48 with 7 fours and 1 6. And after that, we saw Roston Chase, the hero, come in, and as you know, Jadeja got a ball. Normally, Jadeja was definitely putting lots of doubts into the West Indian batsmen's minds by getting that ball to straight, because he's an off spinner, as you know. I mean, he was getting the left arm spinner, but basically he was getting the ball to straighten. But in the case of Roston Chase, he actually fooled Roston Chase, as Roston Chase thought the ball would be coming on straight, but instead the ball turned and Roston Chase edged it, and Rahane taking the catch. He was gone for 2 in the closing cordon. Shane Dowrich contributed 18, and after that was Kumar all the way. Dowrich was claimed by Kumar for 18, 2 boundaries. Jason Holder was LBW bowled Kumar for 2, and Alzari Joseph was sent for naught on his first innings on debut. Miguel Cummins' wicket was scalped by Ashwin, and that was the end of the West Indian innings. The West Indians were all out for 225, thanks to Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who sunk the West Indians from 202 for 3 to 225 all out. Splendid bowling from Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and the West Indians really struggled with the swing bowling of Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Splendid bowling there. Mohammad Shami, none for 58, 2 wickets for 52 for Ashwin, one apiece to Ishan Sharma and Ravindra Jadeja. India in their second dig, 128 runs ahead. Definitely, they started off well, I would say. They put up a good partnership with definitely there was a real sort of a purpose as far as India was concerned. Because they knew that time was a constraint here, because tomorrow we are going to the final day. So Virat Kohli probably giving instructions to his boys to go for the runs, and KL Rahul and Dhawan, the openers, did not waste any time. They went there and they started playing their strokes. In fact, more than Dhawan, it was KL Rahul who was playing his strokes, and Dhawan was also keeping the scoreboard moving, as they were actually playing in one-day mode at that time. With the West Indian pace bowlers hit for runs, as they added a quick 49 runs in just 7.3 overs. And finally, it was Miguel Cummins who provided them the breakthrough by nipping the wicket of KL Rahul for 28, caught by Brathwaite with 3 boundaries. After that, Roston Chase claimed the wicket of Dhawan by getting him LBW for 26. And Virat Kohli once again dismissed very cheaply here, as Miguel Cummins trapped him LBW for 4. And so Virat Kohli having a bad test match, one could say. And the Indians the Indians scored at 72 for 3. But after that, the rot was stemmed by two batsmen at the crease. One was Ajinkya Rahane, who played, it was Rohit Sharma who was showing some good aggression, but definitely this partnership did well, because what happened was almost 95 unbeaten runs was added for the fourth wicket, with Ajinkya Rahane getting on to a 50. He was not out on 51 at stumps with one boundary. Rohit Sharma showed some aggression against the spinners by slamming 3 sixes in the boundary, and he was not out on 41. And some catches were also dropped, unfortunately, by the West Indians, so that was not good going for the West Indians, I would say. And 157 for 3 was what India ended up on the fourth day. As I said, the final day, which is coming up, should be a very, very interesting day. The reason being, India are 285 runs ahead currently, and it is a matter of when Virat Kohli is going to declare and is going to set a target for the West Indians. Cummins bowled superbly, 6 overs, 122 runs and 2 wickets, and the other wicket taker being Roston Chase Ranam off spinner. And before I go, dear fans and subscribers, I just would like to tell Sri Lanka are on to a great record. If the final test match coming up tomorrow between Sri Lanka and Australia, if Sri Lanka are able to get a win under their belt, this is the first time ever that Australians would have a 3-0 test series whitewash against Sri Lanka. But again, the 5 days of cricket yet to be played. I think I should be really keeping silent right now, and we have to really watch for the proceedings to follow tomorrow at the Sinhalese Sports Ground in Colombo, once again, where Australians are going to be severely tested, as the wicket is looking pretty dry and the spinners are definitely going to be in business pretty quickly. Thanks for your company and thanks for watching Cricket Happenings. This is your host Ram signing off for the day. Thank you.